You know, we've all seen those photos. They're perfectly fine, technically okay, but they just lack a certain punch.
Oh, absolutely. Something's missing. That little adjustment that could really make it pop.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today, the really crucial art of cropping in photography.
We're drawing a lot from Ang's piece,
Mm-hmm.
Notes on Photography, Part 196. Do you need to crop your photo?
Mm.
It fits so well into this whole idea of enhancing focus through cropping.
Right. And our goal really is to unpack why cropping isn't just, an optional tweak.
It's more fundamental than that. It's a vital tool for sharpening your focus, for clarifying the image's message, and maybe even revealing things about the original shot you didn't expect.
Okay, let's set the scene a bit. Photographers, especially as they develop their style, tend to get pretty specific about how they handle their images, right?
Code.
Post-processing workflows.
Totally. It's about consistency, getting that signature look. And Ang is a great example. Their typical workflow is quite straightforward. Things like contrast, resizing, maybe a watermark, sharpening.
Simple adjustments, but done consistently. And they even compile photos into animated GIFs sometimes, which is interesting.
And what's really key here, I think, is that they use a custom-built tool, Photolab, to automate a lot of this.
That automation, it suggests a real intentionality, doesn't it? It's not just clicking around. There's a system.
Precisely, which makes their thoughts on cropping even more insightful. It's coming from a place of structured practice.
Okay, so keeping that careful approach in mind, let's look at the specific example Aang uses. It's a macro shot, right? A basil flower.
Yeah, a close-up. And the original picture, well, it showed the flower's anatomy, okay.
But there's always a but.
But it lacked the brightness and close-up detail needed to fully showcase each part. That's how Aang put it.
So not quite vivid enough.
Exactly. And maybe even more importantly, there was background clutter that really distracted from the overall details.
Right.
That seems to be the core issue Aang saw.
That makes sense. Background noise can kill a photo. So with those problems identified, what was the move? Straight to cropping.
Seems like it. Aang says, I decided to crop the photo, focusing solely on the essential elements of the bloom.
Just zeroing in.
Yeah, the aim was clear. Effectively directing the viewer's attention to the flower. Simple idea, potentially big impact.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? How often does just removing something, like cropping bits out, totally change what you see or understand? Not just in photos, but maybe information generally.
That's a great point. So Aang crops the photo.
Yeah.
And you'd expect, okay, problem solved, right? Better focus.
You'd think so. A slight improvement, as Aang notes. But here's where it gets really interesting. There was a catch.
Yes. This is the crucial part. While the crop did improve the focus slightly, it also did something else. It actually highlighted the limitations of the camera used.
How so?
Well, the crop version revealed noise, that sort of grainy texture you get, especially in shadows or low light, and just a general lack of brightness in the shot.
Ah, so zooming in digitally by cropping made existing flaws more obvious.
Exactly. It wasn't creating flaws, but it was definitely magnifying things that were already there, maybe less noticeable in the full picture.
So cropping isn't just about composition. It's almost like a diagnostic tool for the original image quality, like holding up a magnifying glass.
That's a perfect way to put it. You're essentially blowing up a smaller section of the sensor's data, so every little imperfection, slight softness, noise, artifacts gets bigger too.
I've definitely had that happen. Crop in for detail and suddenly see things I missed initially.
Me too. You think, oh, this shot is great. Then you crop for, say, Instagram, and suddenly you notice the focus isn't quite tack sharp or there's some color fringing you didn't see. It can be humbling.
Humbling, yeah, but valuable, like you said. So does this mean cropping is tricky? Or maybe that the initial shot needs to be even better if you plan to crop?
I think it leans towards the latter. It really forces you to be honest about the quality of that original capture. Cropping can't magically fix a fundamentally weak photo.
It might even expose it more.
Precisely. It emphasizes the importance of getting it as right as possible in camera, which brings us right back to Aang's main question in the article.
Do you need to crop your photo?
And the answer Aang gives is pretty decisive.
What was it again?
Absolutely. Unequivocal. Cropping a photo is crucial if it helps in sharpening your focus and improving your intended message.
So, despite the risk of revealing flaws, the potential benefit for clarity and focus wins out.
Exactly. The primary job of the crop is to improve the communication, to strengthen the image's core message, to guide the viewer's eye.
Even if sometimes it shows you the limits of your gear or your technique in that first shot.
Right. It's all about that final intended impact and message. Sharpening focus, improving communication. That's the goal.
Okay, that really clarifies the role of cropping. It's not just cosmetic, it's structural almost.
Definitely. It reframes the subject, literally.
So, thinking about this, if cropping in photography helps us sharpen a message, cut out the noise, and even reveal something about the original source,
Yeah.
what if we applied that idea more broadly?
You mean like to the information we consume every day? That massive overload.
Yeah. What if we tried to mentally crop the information we encounter? What clutter could we remove to sharpen our own focus?
Hmm. And what hidden truths, maybe about our own understanding or even the quality of our information sources, might that reveal in the process?
Something to think about, definitely.